All right. So, Happy New Year. We will go ahead and do some rapid fire introductions. So if you can, state your name, which organization from, any updates, anything that's happening, just try to keep it to like a minute or so that we can save anything that's going to be a little bit like longer towards the end. So that way we can move through the agenda. So first I'm going to start off with Rosa because she was here nice and early. So good morning.
Good morning. I'm with Orange County Probation, our AB 109 reentry unit. I'm brand new to this, so I'm basically here to learn what all of this is about.
Awesome. Well, welcome, Rosa. Did you find out through, oh my gosh, her name is escaping me right now. Anyways,
I can't remember who exactly I found out through, but
yeah,
that I need to be a part of this.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad that you're here and you'll learn more about all the resources that are available in the community and get connected and network. And then if you put your email in the chat, we'll make sure that we Carol adds you to the list so that you can get all the updates that's happening when you're not able to join. So okay, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Lori?
Hi, everybody. Good morning and Happy New Year. Great to be back. Thank you, Megan, for this opportunity and for this community. My name is Lori Friedman, and I'm with Family Financial Management. I help people understand how money works, and no matter what financial level they are. So my services are free and glad to help anybody in the community that's my services are needed. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lori, for being here. I will go to Carla with Unite Us next. Good to see you.
Hi, good to see everyone. Good morning. My name is Carla Reyna. I am a community engagement manager with Unite Us. And Unite Us is a network of health and social service providers that is, I'm based in Orange County, but Unite Us is actually nationwide. So my role is really to reach out to organizations locally and to invite them to join a network of health and social service providers. So for nonprofits, it's completely free. So if you are providing a service to the community, you could join the network. And then from there, you are then able to send and receive referrals between partners. And then these referrals are tracked and you're able to see outcomes on the status of those referrals. So I will put my information in the chat, and I'm glad to share that Human Works Foundation and Orange County Sheriff's Department is on our network. So if you work with them and you want to join the Unite Us network, I'll put my information in the chat. Thank you, Megan. Great to see you.
Awesome. Thank you, Carla. And then also I just introduced you to someone else yesterday that's in the LA area. So of course, we'll go to Dominique.
Hello, I'm Dominique. I'm the outreach manager for Hope Builders. And so here at Hope Builders, we offer paid career training and career placement and mentorship, all for no cost at all. So if you guys know anyone who's interested in a construction program or a medical assisting or our new addition, which is child development program, please let us know. They can all, once they're finished training, they will be connected to our career partners in those assigned professions. So if you know anyone who's interested, please send them our way. I will put my information in chat as well. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Dominique. Lisa, good to see you. Happy New Year. Your hair is getting so long.
Yes, thank goodness. So good morning, everyone. My name is Lisa Nomura. I am a part of OCCAB. I'm very happy to be here this morning. I am the community engagement coordinator, and so I also am a organizer for the Freedom Fest, along with the help and development of that yearly event with the assistance of Jennifer Swoboda and Angela Cano, and also Megan. So happy to be able to know that we're going to continue the Freedom Fest into 2023, which will be our 3rd annual. And so we're excited to start the planning for that event this week. And also too, I do a lot of volunteer engagement with our formerly incarcerated community through organizing and developing a community through our Facebook group page called Freedom Looks Good on Us. And also too, I do a lot of advocacy and legislation policy support throughout the state of California. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. Aaron.
Hello, everyone. I'm Aaron Viveros. I am with Associated Builders and Contractors of Southern California. I am the Community Outreach Coordinator, been part of the OCCAP for quite a while now. Great to be here for 2023. Got some exciting updates. We are expanding. We're having our ribbon cutting of our Riverside office February 10th. So this is my new home office. I'm no longer at the Anaheim office, but we do have 3 locations. We have Anaheim, San Fernando, and now the Riverside. So I'll be dropping that flyer in the chat. If anybody would want to attend our facility, we're going to be doing tours throughout the day. We're going to have some facility tours of the new facility. We have like advanced technology over here. It is great. So we're very proud to open our 3rd facility, and we're just growing. Construction's great out there, and thank you all.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Super exciting about the ribbon cutting ceremony. Looks like that's on a Friday. You said February 10th, right? All right, I'm going to try to make it. Let's see, Cheryl.
Oh, there we go. Hello, everybody. I am Cheryl Kaufman. I'm a social worker over at Orange County Public Defender's Office. Hi, Rosa. We are going to need to talk. Basically, what I do is I do resource social work for reentry clients. My main focus, most of my clients are homeless and substance addicted. So being part of this is really, really kind of cool, touching the community. And thank you guys so much for having me.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. Giovanna.
I'm not muted. I thought it was muted. Giovanna Flores, and I'm here with Geo Reentry Services. We are a reentry program where we offer majority of groups such as anger management, substance abuse courses, domestic violence. We offer with the education and employment resources, and then housing resources as well. And we are in partnership with the CDCR.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. Ms. Carol Uri.
Hi, everybody. Carol Uri, Returning Home Foundation. We work with and support all groups that are involved with reducing recidivism in our community. Congratulations, Megan, on your further endeavor. It's really great to be a part of this group, and thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your support, Carol. Let's go to Marcos with DRC.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Marcos Villa with Disability Rights California. I'm a senior advocate addressing employment advocacy issues. So I work out of LA, IE, and OC. If there's ever anything that I can help in that regard. I'm also a prior service veteran on the Orange County Veterans Advisory, addressing veteran issues in the community, and just so great to be part of this group. And thank you, Megan, for having me.
Awesome. And thank you for your service, Marcos. Let's go to Agent Swoboda.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. Agent Swoboda with State Parole in Orange County. We do the meeting, we have a lifer meeting, support group to the Freedom Festival. So if you're not plugged in yet to all the stuff Orange County State is doing, please reach out. Doing an awful lot of stuff. Thanks. Appreciate the support.
Awesome. Thank you, Jen. Thank you for being here. Let's go to Joe Bilecki.
Good morning, everybody. Happy New Year. Joe Bilecki, former Assistant Sheriff for the Orange County Sheriff's Department, in charge of custody operations. I currently work for the Orange County CEO's office as part of their reentry unit. And I will let Catherine Stiver, who I believe is on this meeting as well, talk about an event that we are having tomorrow. Her and her team put together a great gathering that's going to bring all of our organizations in that work with the justice involved in the reentry services that are out there. So our goal is to, get the word out to everybody in the community. What's the county doing? And then solicit input from all the organizations that are out there on how we can do things better, or what gaps need to be filled that they can possibly fill. So I'll leave the rest of it to Catherine.
Awesome. Thank you, Joe. Thank you for being here. And I will be there tomorrow. And I have that flyer. I sent it out or Carol sent it out, shall I say, in the recap email. And she'll send it out again. And we did post it on social media, and it is in this slide deck. So I will just do the natural segue to Catherine Stiver then, so that she can build on that.
Good morning. Really just Joe paraphrased it and summarized it really well, what we're going to do tomorrow night. Since it's only going to be a 2-hour meeting, we are going to have to talk about the next steps and how frequently we're going to meet, and if we break down certain aspects of the needs for the community that we're serving, and then break it down that way. So we have a lot of determinations to make tomorrow. We have 69 people that have RSVP'd to our meeting from all over the county, from the CFO to community-based organizations, to all the different formal system stakeholders. So it should be a great showing. We're very excited about it. And really, it's an opportunity to for everybody to meet, to get contact information, and then for us to decide how to move forward. So Joe and I are very excited about it. It will be from 6 to 8. And then also one more thing, I did put some additional addresses for probation, that if those could be added to the distribution list for this email. I know that we've dropped off and come back and whatnot a few times. So if you could add those email addresses, that would be great.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yes, I will have Miss Carol do that so that make sure they get all communications and updates that are happening within the community. And so that means I will just do a nice little segue to Carol with HumanWorks.
Morning, everyone. My name is Carol, and I am the OCCAP Secretary and HumanWorks Foundation Admin Assistant. I'm the one sending you reminder and recap emails, so feel free to send me your flyers that you would like me to include in our emails for marketing. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Carol. Let's go to Vaughn.
Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. My name is Vaughn Bernardes. I'm the Program Director at Carpenter Training Partners. Happy to say this is our 3rd year in operation. We do serve Los Angeles, Lancaster, San Fernando Valley, and starting tomorrow, Orange County. So I do have 3 people listed to start, but I really want to fill this first cohort. I really don't want to, dismantle it. But it's a 4-month process. Each cohort, we train 3 days a week. We teach safety first. They get their OSHA certification, hazmat certification. We serve youth, women, justice impacted individuals, as well as military veterans. So I look forward to working with all of you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Vaughn. And I do have that flyer at towards the end of today's slide deck. So just in case anybody's wanting it, you'll be able to see it. And Vaughn, if you haven't put your information in the chat, please do so.
Will do. Thank you, Megan.
Thank you. Also, let's go to Jenilyn, since you are partnering with Chrysalis on that. So it's a good little segue. Hi, Jenilyn. Happy New Year.
Hi, Happy New Year. Thank you so much for having me. Jenilyn Santos with Chrysalis. I'm the Community Engagement Coordinator for our Orange County office. But I do see a lot of familiar faces, but if you're not familiar, we are a nonprofit that is focused on helping individuals and addressing their barriers to employment, individuals that may be reentry, low income or unhoused individuals. And And we do that by providing one-on-one support and resources. But if you are familiar, we did change our in-person office days. So it used to be that we were open on Wednesdays, which is today, but we changed it to Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So I will put our new flyer in the chat along with my contact information. So if anyone has any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jenilyn. And then last but not least, we have maybe a Cameron or something last. CARMONAI.
I think that's me.
Yes.
Ian.
Yes.
Hi, how you guys doing? My name is Ian Carmona. I am with the Orange County Sheriff's Department. I am a correctional program supervisor. Basically, my job is to create programs for all our inmates. Currently, we're working on a VA program, what we call Humvee. We're working basically that mod is only for our vets. And something special is just created. They created their own program where they're actually teaching other inmates here about how to deal with feelings, emotions, and how to deal with it once they're on the outs. And we're also working with our female population where they're training dogs who are not who they learn commands and how to be, ready to be adopted by the community. And so these are all awesome programs that we're working with. Outside of that, we're also working with other providers on a program called All In, which we take about 16 individuals, men and women, separately. And we also give them all the resources and education that they're going to need so that once they get released, they have everything prepped so that there are no hurdles for them. And so that's what I do. And I'm glad to hear of all the things that you guys offer, because I pretty much will then resource all of my clients over to you guys.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here, Ian. And we'll have lots of information, especially towards the end. You'll see some other flyers and things like that. And if you put your email in the chat, I'll make sure that you get all the updates that's happening, so that you can also share it with everyone you're serving inside. And I'm trying to get with Danny, who I'll go to next, to actually go inside hopefully next month. So we're trying to coordinate our schedules and then coordinate with the Sheriff's Department to get in there. How you doing, Danny?
Great. Is my sound on?
You're good.
Sorry, I had a pop in here. I'm in my garage right now. But my name's Danny Lansdale. I'm the founder of Standing United, and we just help people struggling with addiction, homelessness, people coming in and out of the prisons or jails or need to get off the street. We help with housing, financial assistance. We work with numerous employers in the area. We get people jobs, and our main population that we work with is people that have absolutely nothing, that have no family support. No, everyone gave up on them, and that they have nothing. And we help them. We show them where they're going to live, where they're going to get a job, or where they're going to. We also work with a lot of people in the recovery community. So we'll introduce them to friends, recovery support, sponsors, mentors, just anything that someone needs. And we have a little saying to go from zero to hero. Help them every step of the way. And yeah, I'm really glad to be here. And yeah, we're gonna go back into the jails and try to make a difference. And I just like helping people. That's it.
You're
Thanks.
awesome. You're awesome, Danny. I love your passion. Thank you so much for being here. It's good to see you. So last but not least, we are going to move to our main event, shall I say. We're going to have Blanca share her story about how she became justice involved. And then she's also going to present her organization, Brianna's Closet 916. So I will leave it up to you, my dear. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. Danny, I love your passion and I love helping people as well. You just totally calmed my nerves right now with you. So I'm glad you were saved for last. So my name is Blanca Ruiz Thompson. I am from Sacramento, California. So I'm going to start my testimony from the very beginning, very from birth. My dad was inside out of juvenile hall and youth authority since he was 15 years old. He met my mom at 18 when he was released. My dad was a regular rotating inmate in the justice system, from the youth authority to the state prison. Most of my childhood family photos are on the youth authority yard, then the state prison yard, family visiting. So incarceration was very normal growing up. I do not remember a time that I was not going to visit. I was not on the bus. My mom wasn't networking with other prison wives to carpool to these farther locations. Yes, thank you. Sorry about that. But, and so that is just kind of our foundation. That is how we grew up. My dad would parole, reintroduce his chaos to our family, despite his best attempts to follow his parole plans, find recovery, find religion. My mom tried to maintain the marriage and the relationship, which in turn neglected the children. And so part of my growing up was very violent, very abusive, so much addiction, so verbal abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse. Witnessed my mother receiving it, then in turn, the children receiving it. So violence was something that was introduced very young. We, as children, had to find our own roles in our family dynamic that will best suit us and keep us either safe, away, however. And so I have an older sibling, an older sister, a younger brother, and then a younger sister. So my dad came home each prison term with this very strong, programmed, structured mentality that he tried to raise us in, but we have no idea what that was. We didn't understand it, but we knew there were certain things you couldn't deal with my father. Don't talk to him with your hands in your pockets. And upon growing up, unfortunately, many roles falls on the protector. Who will protect our family? We know it's not mom. We know our dad is our greatest monster right now. And growing up, my brother, because he was the only male, was by default expected to show up into this very toxic male macho role, which he innately was not part of him, because when my dad would leave, he was the only boy. So my mom, he was a mama's boy, and that is not a negative thing. I know that was portrayed growing up, being called a mama's boy, it was something ugly, but in reality, he has compassion, he has empathy, he was more loving, he was more nurtured. And so my role, which I gladly stepped into, was the defender. I started fighting my dad at a very young age, to where I don't even remember why I stepped into this role. But I know I was tired of waiting for him to come home. I was tired of waiting for his next episode. I was tired of waiting for the next victim, to a point where I would aggravate situations to set him off, to create that violence so it would be over. And that in turn led to my attitude outside of the house. I carry that anger and that violence outside, and it had a negative effect in my schoolwork, my education. I dropped out at a 9th grade, 10th grade. And though I never gravitated to the gang lifestyle, was never initiated or dedicated, my beliefs and my foundation were very much, you protect your own. By then, police weren't saving us. We've had so many domestic calls and court dates. There was no rescuing us. We were the ones that were protecting us, saving us, and it's only through violence. And so Once I did drop out of high school, I was in a year of like finding myself. Was able to go to Sacramento Job Corps, and it was more of at 16 of I had nowhere else to go, and I didn't want to be a high school dropout. I didn't want to end up in prison like my father predestined. You're going to drop out. You're violent. You're just like me. You're going to go to prison. So Job Corps was my safe haven. You know, I had to live there. I lived on site, obtained my high school diploma, my driver's license. It did not change my beliefs. It did not change my pattern. It did not change my view on society and my lifestyle, which in retrospect, it was never addressed. It was normal. My normal continued to be my normal. And in 2005, so in those pivotal years from 16 to 20, I come from a large family. I have a lot of girl cousins. And so when we went anywhere, there was 5 girls, 6 girls, couple cars full of females getting out the car. But unfortunately, I had already lived into a world where girls were preyed on, or girls were abused. We were the easy targets. And so I was very confrontational man. I have a lot of aggression towards males at that time. My siblings and my cousins were either verbally assaulted, sexually assaulted, abused. So no matter what space we went into, I was already on guard and very aggressive to know that you will not prey on us, because that is my truth and my belief at that time. And so 2005, it was brought to my attention that young girls in our family were being sexually molested by a spouse of a family member. And at that time, I was done. I was done being a victim. I was done reaching out for help and being dismissed. And we did take situations into our own hands, and a loss of life did occur. The individual, we confronted him. It became very chaotic, very violent, and he did lose his life. And in result to that, I was incarcerated. My 2 sisters were incarcerated. My 2 cousins were incarcerated, and then a cousin's boyfriend. So 5 females on this case with 1 male were looking at murder charges in 2005. And that became so much more traumatic because it went from us protecting victims to us becoming society's problem, us becoming the issue. I remember in the interrogation room, if all of these allegations were true, if A, B, and C happened, why didn't you call the cops? Why didn't you call us? And that I struggled with so many years because it seems so simple. You pick up this phone and you call this number and these people rescue you. That has never been true in my community. That has never been true in my house. But when speaking with the custody and the legal system, that's not an answer. Like it doesn't matter. You should have took the right steps, and you didn't. And now we're being punished. And so my sister and my cousin were under the age of 18 at the time. So they were in juvenile hall. My other cousin just turned 18. The male just turned 18. So we literally were young kids going and facing first-degree murder. We were blessed enough, the girls at least, to get different sentences of manslaughter, voluntary manslaughter. And the young man, he did take his to court, and he got 16 to life, and he's still currently on his life sentence. And it didn't come out into our court case of how sexual abuse even impacted the male. We don't talk about sexual abuse as children. We don't share that information. Unfortunately, when we're in court and we're trying to figure out why did we act so heartless and so chaotic, and these monsters that the news are portraying us in the paperwork, is we all have been abused at some point. And 1, we didn't address it. 1, we don't know how to deal with it. And the only resort is violence. Stop it. And so it was until that court date when we realized even a male, at this point, we didn't realize boys got hurt. We didn't realize boys were harmed. And so, yes, that came up that males are just as victims as us. And so that sent us all to Valley State Prison for Women at the time. And I went in there with a chip on my shoulder. I went in there very angry. I went in there with 5 of us, 5 co-defendants, with the threat of any minor of issues. We would be shotgun or sent out to different institutions. We would be separated, which we did not, because we were our own protection. We were our own safety. And but when I went into prison and we get put into these 8 women cells, and we're trying to figure out our background, you know, the basic, where are you from, how much time you got, is when I'm sitting in those walls and I'm getting so many Me Too stories, you know, and these women we don't know their history, but they hear about us, and then we hear about this abuse and that abuse. So in prison is where I got my compassion was really grown, because you have to, it was so much anger and hurt that empathy and compassion and understanding was not something that I hadn't grown in me. But inside these walls with these other women is all that got poured in and got grown and got nurtured. Friendship were grown. I went to the honor dorm because I was trying to really come home through all this chaos. My boyfriend at the time, he married me in county. I was looking at life. He is my husband today. He waited for me. I paroled home to him. But one of his factors were, you know, your parole date is this date. Anything past this date, you chose prison. And if you chose prison, I can't wait for you. And that was really impactful, because now I have a consequence to my actions. Now I have something that consequences didn't get into play until we were behind bars and our freedom was snatched. And so that really motivated me to learn restraint, bite my tongue, hold my hands to myself. And I went to the honor dorm, and I was blessed. And I say blessed because I'm surrounding an honor dorm. They're usually long-termers, lifers, women that have already done decades, putting in so much work just to make it to board. And I'm surrounded by this community that were in very similar situations that ended up with these extended sentences. And where here I am, I have a date to walk out. And so realizing that something that I was given, these women are fighting for, and I don't have the same measurements that they need to meet. And I couldn't waste that. I couldn't waste something that was given to me, where these women who I feel are more deserving to me can come home. And so created amazing friendships to this day from these women that are inside. And then I paroled. 2011 came, right? You did your great things. You get all these parole, felon-friendly trades, small engines, HVACs, auto mechanics. Like, I'm gonna come home and fix the air conditioner because I'm a felon. And I paroled to my husband. We were married. We thought we were gonna have this amazing, beautiful life. But the reality of the situation, I never addressed any of my trauma. I never addressed any of my abuse. So that led into so many marital difficulties, marital issues. And then I had a child right after I came home, my first son. I didn't know anything about postpartum. And so my last 10 years coming home was so much of relearning who I am out here, who I'm supposed to be. And I stayed involved with the community. I stayed involved with my friends, but I was still running from my felony. I was still running from my incarceration. I was still running from my past. I didn't want to see anybody from prison. I didn't want to sit in these groups and talk about this, because I did not want to wear that shame or that guilt or that outcast of society piece. But it wasn't until 2018 where my friends were very adamant inside to get connected with certain organizations in Sacramento, like pushing me. And I'm like, look, I'm losing jobs for my background. Now you want me to go hang out with these people? Like, you know, like I was so trying to separate myself. And my friends inside were trying to push me back into this community. And I did. I went back. Honestly, I got tired of hearing them. I was really hostile. Like, okay, well, who are these people? What are you guys doing? And I came at it very aggressive because that's something I'm still working on. And it was an eye opener. It was life changing. I called on the behalf of my friend's kids. My friend, Mimi Lee, she's Life Without Possibility Parole. I started my time back in 2006 with her in county, and her kids are out here. And I was so upset watching the grandparents struggle, the kids struggle, that I called this organization. And I was like, look, you guys do all this great work. What about the children? What about all the children that are out here? And they were like, hey, would you like to come speak to us? And I was like, okay. And that was the catalyst of the feeling the need that I see with the children with incarcerated parents, but specifically children with incarcerated mothers. I was incarcerated with moms. I am a mom, and this need and this highlight of the hurt that is left with the kids for mom. When mom is gone, it's a whole different ball game, whole different struggle. And so I got involved with Angel Tree, hosting community, the holiday parties at my church. They're part of that. And witnessing caregivers come in here and receiving these Angel Tree gifts, but they still carry that hesitation. And I was like, hey, look, I was locked up. I was here, I was there. And then they just breathe and they sit down with me and they're like, oh my gosh, let me go ahead and talk to you. Because I don't carry the judgment. I don't carry the shame. I can speak the language. I can translate some of the inside information to real world language, because CDCR and Inside has their own language. And it was just a breath of fresh air to be like, we're all sitting and we could all drop this weight. And so I continued with Angel Tree. I continued working with other organizations to be of service. And I still have friends incarcerated. So that's my system impact, system involvement journey up until 2019. And 2019, I found out I was pregnant with my third child, right? I'm trying to break all these generational chains and really be this different person. Then I went to my gender reveal appointment and I'm having a daughter. And it wasn't until that month that all my trauma surfaced. And I went to counseling and identified how I did not want a girl. I did not want to bring her up into this world, and all these negative things about, I'm going to shave her bald, she's going to be a boy until she's old enough to protect herself. And these crazy thoughts that were being spoken so freely, I wanted to address. So in July of 2019, at my 38-week appointment, my daughter no longer had a heartbeat. So I did deliver her stillbirth. And that was such a destroying moment. But when I'm destroyed, it left so many pieces that I'm able to pick up and put myself back together. Not what was given to me, what I want to rebuild. And so that was a catalyst of a major healing journey. And so my best friend at the time was in CIW. She's still my best friend. She's just home now. She was so excited. Oh my gosh. Because I was not soft. I didn't hug. I didn't there were so many pieces of me that they were like, oh, a girl's totally going to help you. A girl's going to change you. But all that came with a girl was fear and trauma and hurt and anger. And so she had crocheted a whole beanie and blanket for my daughter. Well, that's what my daughter was cremated with. And so 15-minute phone calls, we're trying to do like mini therapy sessions. And I'm just telling her how if I didn't have her blanket, it just, this item and this crocheted outfit was so needed for my healing, and how grateful I was with it. And so I shared this with Lynette. She took it back inside CIW. Next thing I know, I get a phone call and 8 women were like, Blanca, we want to crochet for you. And so that's how So that's all started with Brianna's Closet. July of 2019, with the loss of my daughter, is literally how Brianna's Closet, her name was Brianna Rain Thompson, developed. We had her baby shower on Sunday. Tuesday or Wednesday, she passed away. So none of my baby shower items were unpacked, nothing. And so instead of, I unpacked her closet. I made brie baskets and we donated to church childcare because somebody's going to have a newborn. Somebody's going to have a little girl. So everything that I gave away was literally out of Brianna's closet. And so her baby shower gifts were put into the community, St. John's Women's Shelter, the childcare at my church. And then Lynette was like, we want to crochet. So Angel Hearts at CIW, they started crocheting in February of 2020. And we have delivered so many infant items and blankets and keepsakes to hospitals, labor and delivery. We were able to branch out to CCWF and have Angel Hearts Crochet Group there. But our CCWF are specifically with LWAPs, Life Without the Possibility of Parole, because that community is so neglected. And again, Mimi Lee is LWAP, and I watched her struggle. And so Brianna's Closet was literally started as a need for my individual healing. And that's very selfish, and I know that it is. But when Angel Hearts Inside CIW just got started, I received a letter from my inside organizer, Melinda Jones. Her grandson was stillborn. So a lady I never met is sharing this letter and this story and this compassion. And these women that I've never met poured compassion and understanding and healing into me that continue to grow. It grew within the institution. It grew out here in this community. It's able to extend to CCWF on a whole nother level. And so, unfortunately, trauma bonds us and connects us. Loss connects us, grief connects us, but so does love. And so that's where Brianna's Closet is, that we believe in the butterfly effect. One small positive vibration sent out into our world can create great changes in our families, our community, and the world. So we are BC 916. We're going to send out love. And we do that through our Angel Hearts crochet programs. But then we also do surprise birthday pull-ups for children with incarcerated parents. So again, I was a child. I was on Angel Tree. And thank goodness for healing, because I was able to heal through so many stuff from my childhood and my parents' incarceration, my dad's incarceration. But one of the things that was really kind of a thorn in my side was my dad didn't know a lot of the gifts or wasn't really involved in some of these items gifted on behalf of him. And so that's something that I wanted to change with my birthday pull-ups is I want to work with a parent that is inside. I want to know their nickname for their kid, their favorite snack. So when I do pull up to the kid for their birthday, that there is a real communication and connection to their parents. No matter how long the parent's been away, oh, I talked to your dad, I talked to your mom. How's your grade? So there's some familiarity there. And then I send a photo packet to the parent once we're all done, because I know for myself, and I know many others, that one of the saving graces for us is because we are a parent and have been our children. And so there are so many things that are deprived from us when we're incarcerated. We are a number and a last name if they want to call us, but I want to remind them of, you are a mother, you are a father, only you can define that. Nobody can take that away from you. And so that's what we reiterate in that message is, we know life inside the institution can look chaotic and however it is, but you have the power to develop who you want to be. You have the power to define what a parent is for you. And unfortunately, so many of us come from broken homes. So many of us have that fear. I'm going to be just like my parent. No, you don't. What does a parent look like? And so that's our surprise birthday pull-ups for our children. We already, so we call them a birthday pull-up because I am from the hyphy movement. And if you don't know what that is, that's just really loud music, kind of, you know, acting quite wild in your car. We're all safe. We're very safe with it. But we pull that. We really make a scene. We pull up in my husband's big lifted truck. We have a speaker and music and balloons, and we sing them a happy birthday song to let them know, like, hey, we see you, you know, because his birthdays are bittersweet. And so the picture right here is I make a custom-made crown, birthday crown, a sash. We work with the parent inside to provide gifts so the parent can mail out something they make. Awesome. If not, they send me a tracing of their hand and I turn that into wall art. I make a photo collage and make a pillow or something tangible for the children to hang up on the wall and hold. Just so to reinforce the power of a family unit. And since then, we are very dedicated to the women that are incarcerated. That's my whole journey. They have been there for me. So we maintain our connections within women inside the institution. For Mother's Day, we did custom-made t-shirts for the moms. They sent home drawings and items, drawings that we turned digital art into t-shirts, gifted to their children on Mother's Day, which was amazing that they really received it Mother's Day weekend. Some of the children wore the t-shirts to visiting, so surprise their mother with their items. We did a book, Good Night, Sweet Dreams, from an incarcerated mother to their child, so that we break the isolation. We break the isolation and the shame. There's so many struggles that we share, but if we don't speak, we're always going to be alone. And so that's something that we really try to reinforce and integrate, and just really empower the mothers to redefine what that looks like, even from their cells, even from that collect call. What does that mother look like? And if those of us that might not have a nurturing, caring mother, we can become that. And the only way we become that is acknowledge it, speak it, and then counter it. And so that's all I have for you. Oh, sorry. All the crocheted items get distributed to local labor and delivery hospitals. We are in 4 major hospitals in Sacramento. We partnered with Angel Babies of Fresno. They deal with the support groups after infant loss. And then our board member is in San Bernardino, so St. Bernardines have our items as well. So we're definitely trying to stockpile the hospitals because this is an area that is unseen, unspoken, and neglected, just like our women inside. And so I really, I love that the community inside are reaching a community outside that people don't see regularly or acknowledge. And so that's a bit about me and Around His Closet 916.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story, Blanca. It was absolutely amazing, moving, and inspiring on all fronts. So I really appreciate it. And then how you turned the loss of your daughter into giving back to the community and, you know, wanting to help those, you know, women and the children is that much more, you know, moving. And, you know, my opinion, all you're doing is letting your daughter's memory live on through each child that you're touching with what you're doing. So I really just admire you and think you're doing great work. So hopefully maybe we can partner with you down here in Orange County and work with that, because I think that would definitely be something that would speak to the women down here. So thank you. Does anybody have any words for Ms. Blanca?
Yes, I just want to say, Blanca, you're amazing. You're amazing. You have a very powerful story, and I think it needs to be told. I'm very emotional from your story, so I just want to say thank you for everything that you're doing for the women and the kids.
Fine.
Hi, Blanca.
thank you so much for sharing your story. You're amazing. And if you don't mind, I would love to share your story with some of the ladies that I work with. We all know that a female in certain situations, we're just victims. I mean, it's our family legacy, I guess you can say. And I would love to share your story with some of the ladies so that they do know that there's a chance for change, you know? And I can say this, having children changes your life. I was on the same path, not doing the things I needed to do. And when I got pregnant with my son, there was this incredible guilt of how am I going to bring a life here? All of this crazy. So I have to be the one to do the change. And I hear you, girl. I'm glad. You know what I'm saying? You are turning your pain into enlightenment for other people. And I'm sure people have told you it's the best way to keep your little alive. You're sharing some of that energy. And thank you so much. Thank you. And you're brave. Pearl, you are brave AF to get and tell your story out there. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, Blanca. It's me, Lisa. I'm so happy, friend, that we got to have you here and share your amazing story, and also the how Brianna's Closet developed through your pain and through your loss. And I'm so proud of you and so blessed to have you as a ally in this work. I'm so sorry. I wish that Yanira Perez was on this call today. She's from Moms of Orange County. And I feel like that's a very, very amazing connection that you can make with us, because of course we're very selfish here. We would love to see more of your work here in our county. And so I would like to make an introduction between you and Yanira Perez, who does amazing work with our women here in the county who are pregnant, who are getting ready to have their babies and may need extra assistance and help and support. And so I think that would be a great connection that you could make and see your work expand throughout our states. And so any help that I can give you to see that, you already know that I'm here for you. And I believe in what Brianna's Closet stands for, because I am formerly incarcerated. I didn't mention that before for anyone who doesn't know. And I had 6 children in their formidable years having to live without me. And so so much of your story is my story. So I am very, very grateful for this space of just community that I'm praying will be built around your work, and that we can see the spirit of Brianna's Closet live in Orange County as well. So thank you so much, my dear.
Awesome. Thank you, Lisa, for that and for the introduction to Blanca. Yanira actually is on the call and she just unmuted herself. She just had to, she probably was busy multitasking.
Thank you, ladies. I love you, Lisa. You're awesome.
Love you.
Thank you for mentioning Moms Orange County. You're awesome. And yes, I was gonna hit up Blanca to connect with her and send her my email. I think it's so important that we have that connection so that we can continue to help her with her work and just to support her and support our parents. So thank you so much. And Blanca, I love who you are. Thank you for your transparency. Thank you for your courage and for sharing today with us. Definitely touched by your story, and I look forward to connecting with you, and I'll provide you with my email. And for those of you that don't know Moms Orange County, like Lisa said, we work with pregnant women throughout the county. And so if any of you need support, I'm here to network and support you as well and your clients. Thank you so much, Megan, for the space, and I'll put my info in the chat. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Yanira. And you also do classes for dads as well, not just moms.
That's correct. Yes.
Yeah, so it's also really good to point out. All right. Well, thank you so much again for sharing your story and sharing about what great things you're doing in the community. So unfortunately, Angela had a family emergency, but I'm sure she'll be here next month. But this is your OCCAP team. So we have myself, Lisa, Angela, and Carol. So if you're ever needing anything, please feel free to reach out to us, because we're more than happy to assist you in any way possible. And always looking for more people who want to get engaged. And so if you're wanting to get more intertwined into OCCAP and do something, you know, besides going inside and being an ROI speaker with the lived experience speaker program, like Danny, last month, December. I'm like, where was I? December, I went in with Moses from ABC SoCal, and he shared a story, and that went over really, really well. Just, you know, looking forward to going back in with Danny next month, most likely. Once we get our schedules all coordinated, so much fun. All right, so again, lived experience speaker program. So I kind of already went through that. We are trying to add more speakers. We'll see if we can get some more individuals cleared to go inside, because we all have busy lives and schedules. So we want to make sure that and also sharing a diversity of stories to the individuals inside. This is the flyer that we share when we go inside. We let the individual share their story, and then I share about all the services that are available within the community. So if you're not on this flyer, feel free to, like, Vaughn, I need to get you on this flyer because you're not on there. I know for sure, but everybody else, everyone else is on this flyer, but Vaughn, we need to get you on here. I know now you're in Orange County, before you were only in LA, so I'll have to have Carol send you the link so we make sure we get everything on there for you.
Okay, thank you.
Cool. And then we have the monthly PAC meeting is going to be February 8th at Streetlight Church in Westminster. They're really nice because they always feed us, right, Agent Sabota? And it's always fun there.
Thank you, Megan. Yeah, thanks so much for always featuring our meeting every month. We do the monthly meetings always the second Wednesday, never changes, at Streetlight Church, which is an amazing, amazing organization in Orange County. They have a clothing giveaway. They have non-perishable food items for those in need, and just a ton of nonprofits always show up every month for this meeting. So if you've never been, please come. I know most of you always come. But it's great for networking too. And yep, the church feeds you. So it's a great meeting.
Yes.
Thanks, Megan.
So it's always good to get fed after all that fun stuff. And then a few different things that I want to share with you all. Some of you may know that I work with the Orange County Veterans and Military Families Collaborative. I am the Employment and Entrepreneur Working Group Chair. Such a mouthful, I know. So we are doing a veteran connected, military connected, so a dependent, wife, child, whatnot, jobs and resources available to them. It's open to the public. It's at Cal State Fullerton. If you are an organization that serves veterans and you want to attend, feel free to email me so I can get you scheduled. There's going to be tables. You'll be able to do a quick presentation and just be able to connect with the individuals, or just refer your clients that you know are veterans or are veteran connected. And then we also have, Vaughn's organization, Carpenter Training Partners. They're now partnering with Chrysalis and Unite Us. So I'll let him go back over that flyer again, Vaughn.
Okay, thank you, Megan. I just sent the flyer. I hope it attached. So basically, Carpenter Training Partners, like I said before, it's a 4-month training. We specialize in safety, how to safely operate hand tools and power tools, circular saw, jigsaw. And then part of our curriculum is building a house. So everything is to California code. We do foundational work, windows, doors, roof. And then after 4 months, they graduate and we connect them with various unions, including Carpenters Union, Labor Union, Brick Mason, as well as Iron Workers Union. So if you have any questions, I did put my contact information in the chat, and I look forward to working with all of you guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Vaughn. And then one other really cool thing that I saw, you may be on the email distribution list from the county, but this Growing with Google, they have Build Your Career with Competitive Google Certificates. So I thought that this was really cool to be able to share with your clients. If you don't have this flyer, I can always send it to you. But it's just free scholarships with data analytics, digital marketing, IT automation, IT support, project management, or UX design. So a lot of cool things there. And then I'm going to let Lisa quickly go over some of the new things that came out for 2020.
Thank you so much, Megan. So I provided some informational sheets and links to these specific bills that came into became active in 2023 as of January 1st. We have AB 256, which is the Racial Justice Act, where individuals can now go back into court if there was any sort of racial discrimination during their trial hearings or anything involved in their conviction. AB 960 is changes to CDCR compassionate release procedure that specifies the specifics around their release and applying for compassionate release, where they have to be in a trajectory towards end of life or unable to provide themselves with certain types of personal care like toileting or being ambulatory and issues of that nature connected to their health. AB 1803, indigeneity exemption for paying filing fees. Many people that are incarcerated currently now can go back into court for resentencing. And this particular bill that is now a law provides those of indigenous culture free from filing fees. So they don't have to pay those filing fees to go back into court. SB 990 are changes related to placement, travel, and transfer of individuals on parole. This particular bill, back in the past, people who wanted to transfer out of state to have their parole out of state were not able to do so if they owed restitution. So now this particular bill allows them the ability to do that and still pay back the restitution in the state of their commitment. SB 1008, Keep Families Connected Act. I am so happy about this bill because this bill provides free phone calls for all state incarcerated individuals. And so this means so much to me because I was not able to provide myself with that ability to make calls to my children on a regular basis. How much more healing would have been done in the process of my incarceration had I had something like this. So I know even now being able to be connected to my friends and chosen family on the inside for myself, how much more supported they feel, how much more loved they feel, and how much it helps to build them in their rehabilitation process by having outside connection. SB 1106 is unpaid restitution no longer a barrier to outside parole. Oh, you know what? I think, yes, this also too speaks to the restitution aspect of transferring out of state parole. SB 1209, veterans resentencing information. So I'm really excited about this bill because this bill allows anyone who served in our any of the branches of the military the ability to return back into court to ask for release on their sentencing, so or relief from their sentences. So this is a very broad law, and so it opens up a lot of opportunity for our veterans to be able to speak to their need for resentencing, but they have to provide proof of some sort of mental or emotional incapacity connected to their military service. So that's the current update for the new laws that are coming in, and I just look forward to being able to provide more information for upcoming laws in this next legislation period that can directly and positively impact our currently incarcerated and our formerly incarcerated. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that update, Lisa. All right. So what Joe and Catherine Stivers was talking about, this is that meeting that's happening tomorrow over at the Multipurpose Rehabilitation Center, room 1. So behind the juvenile hall. So I will be there and it's from 6 to 8, as they said. So join and participate to really help build that conversation so that we can continue to help build our community. And again, thank you for your support. You know, right now we're meeting by Zoom just because I let go of the lease on my office, and most people were joining, you know, virtually anyways. But if you do want to come in person, give me about a week's heads up to make sure that I can reserve a conference room in my family business office. Right now, it's a little difficult trying to find spaces. People are with the sale of the business using all these different rooms. So I'm just having to go into my office or do this meeting from home. So anyways, thank you so much for all your support. Our next meeting is going to be February 22nd from same time, 10 to 11:30. And we will have Marco from the DRC sharing what they're doing to help you know, individuals that are just as involved and just as impacted in the community. Before we hop off, was there anything else that anybody wanted to share quickly? No? Oh, Danny, okay.
Yes.
I did.
Oh.
I just wanted to, hey, Blanca, I just wanted to give you a shout out to another one that, you know, just how rad are you? You know, like just super amazing, you know, just overcoming all the adversity. And I was in that same kind of boat, kind of, you know, just getting into prison and just being a big old failure and a big old disappointment and going through just a bunch of gnarly stuff. And all of a sudden you just come to the point, what am I going to do? You know, but then we found out that, you know, it's not about just us or individually, it's about all of us together, you know, and the more love that we give to people, the more love that we get to feel, and the more purpose and the more value we add to others' lives, then we become valuable, you know, and that's what keeps us going, right? So like, I'm not stuck in by myself, tripping on my own crap. That does nothing. But then I just commend you on finding out that secret, and you look happy and you're making a difference, and just major props to you. It's super cool. That's all I want to say.
Awesome. Thank you, Danny,
Thanks.
for your energy. Dominique, did you want to share something? I saw you took yourself off mute.
Oh, yes. I just wanted to quickly just say thank you so much for sharing. Your story was super inspirational. So just thank you for the courage that you had to share today. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say, because I was teary-eyed over here. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And again, thank you for all that you're doing within your communities, and just hope you all have a really great rest of your day. And hopefully I will see a lot of your faces tomorrow at the meeting. So Happy New Year, and looking forward to doing a lot of amazing things here within our community this year. So thank you so much, and have a great day. Bye.
Bye-bye.